All right, y'all, let's get into the unfolding of the New Age. And this goes back to the King Spirit. And this King Spirit is the Elvis that was born in 35. And the 35 is also the 14, which is the end for the in the beginning, because it was starting something new. And a new age was among man. It was breaking forth and all those little things, okay? So Elvis, it was supposedly Satan's music, and the Satan's music is kind of told you in a mirror, because the Satan's music is the ones that they were saying that was right and wrong per se, that you could listen to, and they're telling you that one was wrong, okay? That's the wrong one, then you must listen to the right one. If this is the right one over here, then that rock and roll has to be the wrong one, okay? So this is where the people started going against the right, so-called, all right? So this is part of that beginning step of the good becoming bad and the bad becoming good at its earliest, as far as the frequency of man. So this right and wrong has been tested throughout our society, all throughout, and now everyone has... they preach the law, but they don't live the law. This is where you have people like saying you can't do this while they're drinking alcohol, or you can't do that while they give their kids meth themselves, or how, I mean, the list goes on and on. I just say those ones because they're so easy and they should be very impactful, but they're so impactful that people just have to glance over them, and it just leaves people in the dust. So it's meant to do that kind of thing where people just kind of, whatever, because that's part of keeping you in that delusion. So the New Age, the God man, the Spirit man coming on and having men worship him, and they go and to him as the shaman, the showman. And they go and get their drinks and food and go enjoy the show, and they listen, and then they the songs are like parables about your life and those types of things. So that is man at its earliest ages, as far as man becoming that God man and going against that us and our of the old and setting up a new us and our, that like, hey, that's us, we want to do what we want to do kind of thing. So our social media and all these things, that's creating a new us and our, as far as the hive mentality, and that us and our is going to come together and create a new right and wrong and all those types of things. So this is where you can get like a double heaven or a double kingdom, where you have to be like, it's all nice and all lovey-dovey online, and then when you go out into the world, it's like, F you, blah, 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 right, kind of thing. So that'd be where you see like your hate stuff, and then you have to know how to talk in a parable if you want to be demeaning or whatever else. So the New Age, we saw the music coming in, the Satan's music, this right music, wrong music, and that kind of stuff, right? And then Elvis goes away, like all these stars for the most part, Elvis, Beatles, Miley, you name it. They come out as innocent, they go away for a few years, and they come back as the dark character, okay? This is to test people, because the generations have been taught the right and wrong, and they're trying to test the people who can think for themselves. If you can think for yourselves and do whatever the hell you want to do, then you are that kind of God man in the mind that you're the King of Kings, not having another king tell you what to think or how to think and all those other things, okay? And sometimes in order to do that, you have to have certain types of friends that are strong-minded as you, or you just can't have any friends because your rock in the water, that you being a rock in the water makes them have to flow around you, and your light exposes their darkness and those types of things. So that spirit has gone out upon man, and it has changed man. And then you have like the Jesus revolution with the drugs and the hippie culture and going against society, going against the classic right and wrong and those types of things. And that's setting up the two kingdoms all back then, all right? And then you have it playing out after that comes on. Then you have people going into the people are basically being tested, right? And they're given acid and these out-of-body experiences that they weren't given before. So this right here elevates man through a mind-body separation, and to be absent of the body is to be present with the Lord. So they're leaving the body, in a matter of speaking, going into the spirit and learning information about the next age of man. So this is where you see the new age stuff starting to come on, and the new age slowly creeps into the church, and that's where you get your non-denominational churches and your motivational speaker cell churches. And now it feels like you're going to a concert at the church. So, but they're still worshiping the right and wrong, in a matter of speaking. They're phasing in man into the next age as far as glorifying man as God and as God-man and those kinds of things, but they're worshiping the right and wrong, in a matter of speaking. They're still identifying with the right and the left and those types. So, so as we see these two segments of man coming along, and we see the celebrities and the rock stars and king spirits or queen spirits or whatever, they don't live by the same rules that other people live by, all right? And they do when they're out and about, but you don't see the stars going out and about that much. And if you do, they're on their best behavior, all right? You hear of them doing their drugs and alcohol or whatever at home. They're not doing it out there for the public to display. Oprah Winfrey's a great example of this. That's why she's such a great candidate, because she is so clean and proper and so right and wrong to the people that that she will, if she comes out of the closet with Gail, or if they have like a trifecta with Studman and Galen or whatever, that will blow the boomers' minds off, dude. Like, can y'all imagine if Oprah comes out of the closet with either Gail or a trifecta, right? And that would be working into the next age, where you have, you're going to have your men and women married. You're going to have that, but you're also going to have your men with men, women with women. You're going to have 2 women with 1 man, 3 women with 1 man, 3 men with 1 woman, 2 men with 1 woman. It's going to be without form and void, because the Bible says that God says, be fruitful, and multiply, okay? So that's where we're seeing now. And then you see sons of God taking the daughters of men who have the womb. They're not the male and female. They're the male and woman, okay? But all those things are being set up for y'all right there, all right? Because the marriage and the law and all that stuff, that didn't come in till later on through Moses and his father-in-law and all that. Those are the dudes who set up the law of the right and wrong and the good and evil or whatever, right? The 10 Commandments is the basis of good and evil. And the 613 whatever laws, reverse 36,666 or whatever, is the Baal worship and the worship of the right and wrong. So we can see the 2 ages coming upon man, and it's pretty much the exact opposite of what everybody's been taught, and this is with a reason. But it also says that if you believe like the world, you believe the lie. So there's so much of like the world that people believe that it's just the lie. Anyways, the new age, right now we're going to be going into the age of Aquarius, supposedly. But the thing about end times is so special is because we're at the end of that so-called like 25,000 year, or that end of the 12 cycles of the astronomical calendar. So we're ending the age of man, as far as the church age and the last age, but we're also ending the age of the last astronomical age. So this is where man is, it's like the beginning of the next astronomical age and also the beginning of the next age of man. And we might be to those point where we might get to live through the whole age. All right, who knows? Or the whole, however it goes. But once AI and all that comes on, it's going to start telling people how to live and what brings on good health or whatever. And this is where you get man being able to live for 800 years again or 900 years again, and however else it goes. But either way, we'll end it here.